right. So we're here to talk about ChromaID. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and for everyone that's rewatching this later, thank you. I'm Maayan, and let's get started. So I have my model here.
Hello.
Beautiful, lovely model. And what I've already mixed for her, I just have 9.5-1, 100 grams. So we're gonna do 2 separate colors, one for the base and one for the ends. To mix her base color, I'm gonna add, I don't know if everyone got their ChromaID mailers, but I talked about this a little bit in my tips. So pink is one of my absolute favorites. I hope you can hear me. How is everyone? Where is everyone tuning in from? Comment, I wanna know. So coming closer. The 9.51 can basically be used as like your base mask for if you want to create pastels, because if you can see, these are really pigmented. So it's a super creamy consistency, and the awesome thing about it is there's already bonding technology in here, so you can literally just use this as your color and it's gonna make the hair feel amazing. So what I like to do is just add like 2 pumps and then mix, and as I go, add more. So you'll see like it's going, but it's still extremely pastel. And if you need to check like what the color is gonna look like, just get a white paper towel and do a little dab on there. But where's everyone coming from?
They're from Puerto Rico, Ontario, California, Portland, Indiana, Missouri.
Wow.
We got Arizona, Texas, Brooklyn, the UK.
Okay, so I did 3 so far. Let's do one more. I want it to be pastel, but still bright, so.
Is it similar as ColorWorks?
It's a little different because ColorWorks is, it's more of just like an additive. Like I will say, personally working with ColorWorks, it's super thick. The consistency is a lot thicker. This you can just use on its own, much easier. It has the bonding technology in it, which is different. Do you guys have any questions too that I'm like?
They also want to know if that was conditioner, but.
No, it's all 9.5-1. So it's pretty much a pigmented conditioning mask. The Vivids are super pigmented. This goes along with the IGORA Royal and IGORA Vibrance tones that you guys already know from Schwarzkopf. So it's the same, it's just a toning conditioner. There's like, of course, I hope you can hear me through this mask. I feel like you can't, but more technology behind it. But if you guys have questions and the people behind this wonderful product can answer that for you, we're gonna have a Q&A also at the end.
This is the base, correct?
Yes. Yeah. The 9.5-1 is what I'm using as like my pastelifier, basically. So 2 more pumps.
They can hear you for sure.
Okay. Great. My level, sometimes I
She said, so could you use 951 as a toner for yellow blonde?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's going to basically neutralize like all that unwanted yellow. As long as it's light enough, it's like a super nice pre-toner also. Like say you want to neutralize your yellow in order to put like a vivid blue on top so it doesn't turn green. That would be perfect. What do we think? Beautiful. I love it. I'm gonna add one more.
Just show her hair again.
So she's been doing her own hair in quarantine, which we love. Have we all experienced that? Yes. But she looked it out nice. She was blue. Now it's like this super pastel, like minty blue. So I think I've decided I want to kind of work with the color that she has in her hair and keep her ends more like minty. So I'm gonna do...
Someone wants to know, could you use ChromaID with any conditioner as a base?
I want to say this isn't like my, you know, technical advice, but I think you should use it with the ChromaID 9.51. But let's say you don't have it, or like whatever, if you have any of like the Blind Me masks, or personally I would, but maybe double check. We can have like a little Q&A later with some of the people that know a little bit more, but I want to say yes. Anyway, so I'm gonna do a little bit of yellow. Such a beautiful yellow, look at that. And a little bit of blue, because we're trying to do mint. So let's just see what happens here. This is what I love about it. It's super customizable. So what you see in the bowl is pretty much like what you're gonna get on the hair. Magic. So what I like to do is just work with, like, instead of trying to cancel out whatever color she has left in her hair from her previous, I'm just gonna work with it. One more of each. I think that's really pretty. We'll go with that. All right. So I rinsed her down because I just like to apply this on damp hair. I feel like it's much easier to blend and you have to use less product. And basically if you're gonna be using this as like a service in the salon, you can kind of just do it as like your toner like you would on damp hair, so. It's so pretty. And so this is like, you know, when you pre-lighting your client's hair, sometimes their scalp can be a little bit sensitive. I feel like, you know, Vibrance is great, the really gentle developer, but this is really gonna feel like you're just conditioning their hair. And that bond technology is gonna make it feel really good too.
Someone wants to know, how many washes do you get?
So obviously, you know, if you're washing with cold water, it's gonna last you longer, but that might be a question for either Anne or Lila to answer later, because it's like a demi-permanent, so I wanna say 10 to 12 washes. Semi. That's also why I like it though, because I wanna say like a lot of my clients that have bleached out hair like to change up their color like every 2 months. So say they wash their hair once a week, twice a week. By the time they come back in, they're gonna basically have their blonde back, and you can just go back over it, not worrying about any damage or anything. So I went to Germany back in 2018 when they were first starting to work on the campaign for ChromaID, and that was one of the coolest experience ever. My first time seeing that aspect of the industry, pretty much. I could, you know, I had my model and they let me have some freedom. I mean, like, they had their vision, but I could see kind of like how that part of the industry works, and that was super cool for me. I got to play with the product 2 years ago before anyone else in North America, so it feels super special. Thanks to Schwarzkopf for that. But like super pretty. I mean, you can already see like it's going. So what I think is gonna happen, because I'm gonna drag down her root a little bit past like where her natural regrowth was into that mint color, I think it'll turn like a really pretty, almost purpley lavender there, just to make sure that blend is nice. So when I was in Germany, I got to see, I don't know if you guys saw the model on the PR package, like she has 5 different colors and they did every color the same day. So they took her platinum, toned her, actually I think they toned her with 9.51, maybe with a little bit of purple or something like that in there, but it toned her super nicely. And then they took her peach and they took her coral, and then she ended up with this hot pink, like super edgy cut. Completely transformed her look in one day, and her hair felt great.
Someone asked, is ChromaID a direct dye?
It's similar. I want to say like the vivid colors are more like a direct dye, but then they also include some of the favorite tones from Agora Royal and Agora Vibrance. So they have the 9.51, the 819, and those are pretty much like tone on tone, the same as you would have in a regular oxidative color, but it's not. It's like a conditioning mask. What time did we start on here? Does it say how long we've been on for?
Oh, no.
Anybody have other questions? So I went back last year. No, actually, it was in February this year. I'm like, I don't even know what year it is anymore. 2020 can just be forgotten. But February was a great month because I went to Germany again for the Global Masters event, which I was extremely honored to be part of. And that was Schwarzkopf educating about ChromaID. It's finally launching, and I got to talk in front of like Schwarzkopf educators from all over the world, and that was kind of crazy.
Someone said, how long do you leave it on, and are you using it to neutralize the green?
So you leave it on anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You kind of watch it because it will intensify as you leave it on a little bit. I'm not going to neutralize the green. So like I was saying, I'm going to actually kind of take her mint. So I'm just going to go with the flow, and with this color that she had, I'm not going to try to fight it. I'm just going to go with it. So freaking pretty. I'm obsessed. So I'll like throw ChromaID over my hair, over my blonde in the shower, and just like let it sit there as I do everything else. And it's not gonna shift your base because it's non-oxidative, so you're not gonna lift any of, like my base lifts really naturally, really lightly, easily. So I don't have to worry about that. Even the 9.5 is not gonna shift your base. So you can just throw it on, use it as a mask. It's gonna make your hair feel really good. On top of a natural balayage too. So satisfying. So satisfying.
She said, what would you use if you needed to neutralize the green?
So if I wanted to get rid of this green, I mean, luckily it's really light, so I feel like we could probably mix a little 9.5-1. And if you think of a color wheel, I mean, you could throw a little bit of orange in there. You could throw, it's kind of like a bluish green, so a little orange or a little red, like tiny bit, and just watch it, like diluted with the 9.51. But you gotta be realistic with your clients. Like, I'm gonna try my best to get rid of this green, but.
Yes, we are gonna save the live. And Maayan, are you going to post pics after you finish this?
Of course. So this will be up for 24 hours on Schwarzkopf's page. And as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna keep you guys posted on Schwarzkopf's story, on my story, so you can see the finished look.
Someone wants to know who does your hair, Maayan.
Oh, funny you ask. So I got really bored during quarantine in April, and I did my own little money piece, but I haven't actually gotten my color done, but my friend Sasha does it for me. When was the last time she did it? Like, probably
like 5 months ago?
Yeah, probably in like February, honestly. That's what I love about having my natural roots. You can just go as long as you need. By the way, my lovely model is my assistant Autumn, and she's a stylist, let's be real, she's a stylist assistant, so she's killing the game. This is the only time I could fit her in to get her hair done. So I said, you wanna be my model? So I got the chance to work with some really unreal, amazing talent coloring and cutting when I was in Germany, and like honestly felt so blessed to be there. But I watched Eduardo Peludo. I don't know if you guys, I mean, you should definitely know him, but he was the main colorist that did most of the looks for the ChromaID campaign. And they, just like watching his process and watching him work, and he's like a mad scientist, was super, super cool.
Someone asked if we're in California.
We are in good old Maryland. Right outside of Washington, D.C. So you can see, like...
Do you know where in Germany you were when
Oh,
you
it
were?
was in Hamburg.
Hamburg.
I usually like to just cover when I'm gonna do the back, so when I flip over, it's not gonna transfer onto her ends. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do actually? Let me just show you. I hope we have enough time for me to do her whole color on here, but we might not. So I'll show you how I blend onto her ends. So we're taking this green. You can like see right away, it just takes on the hair. Ooh, we can look like a watermelon.
Yeah.
Summertime watermelon. Super cute. So I find green to be probably one of the hardest colors to mix. And that's why I like ChromaID so much, because you can just keep like adding, and then if you need to add more of the base, you can add more of the base, and it's like what you see in the bowl pretty much is what you get. I mean, you have to watch it a little bit as it processes, just because it can like continue to deepen, but so like I want to say like this color pretty much is like same, right? So that 9.51, it will actually work to neutralize the yellow a little bit with the pink, because you can see like in the bowl, it does have a little bit of like a, you know, the 9.5-1 has, it's ash, right? So it's not just gonna be like a plain conditioner, it's gonna help neutralize some yellow as well. If you're familiar with the Schwarzkopf color system, the number system, the 1, that's the ash.
Someone said, how can you use this product in the salon?
So one of my favorite ways is to offer like a color refresh treatment basically. So, you know, it's a conditioning mask, so you can definitely say like this is a mask, it's gonna help your hair feel really good. But at the same time, say like your 2-month or 6-week root touch-up comes in and her hair's faded, she's like, I really just want to get my color back. You can just throw this on her, and it's super quick. I mean, it's just like a toner, but you can kind of do it as much as you want, because it's not going to affect the quality of the hair.
Can you give a quick rundown on what you're doing again? And then also, someone wants to know, does the hair being damp make the penetration less?
So I am going through, you can see back here, I haven't touched her back here yet. So this is what we started with. And I used the 9.5-1 as the base, and I added probably 6 pumps of pink, and that's her base color. And then the ends are 9.5-1 with 2 pumps each of yellow and blue. So we're going for like mint. No, I don't think it affects it. I think it actually makes the blend a lot easier when your hair is damp, and saves product, and it's just as effective. What do you guys think of my cute wallpaper?
Someone said her hair matches it.
Right?
Yeah.
We did do that on purpose, but we can say we did. From Amazon, if anyone's wondering. But yeah. Super excited to see how this turns out. How long have we been?
It doesn't tell us.
35 minutes.
I mean, I think it's 2:36.
Okay, so not yet. All right, so this is like the blend. This is what we're going for. I'm gonna continue going as long as I can on her back. If you guys have questions, don't hesitate. That's my foil. Actually, I'll get some.
Can you sell this to a client, like the ChromaID for retail?
So I think right now it's just for professional use. I would double check. You can send all of your DM questions to Schwarzkopf to this page, and they will definitely let you know if it's going to retail. But I think right now it's just professional. But I mean, I would love to, you know, be able to kind of like customize a mask and send your client home with it, because then you don't have to recommend them using anything that you might not trust as much. We've all had that experience too, right? They go home and they tone their hair with like, but that's also why you can offer this in the salon. Say like, oh my God, I need my hair toned. Like I went to the beach and my color flew out. Just be like, come in and we'll just like put this mask on you and your tone is refreshed. Especially if they have like, it doesn't even need to be a vivid. You can do, I mean, there's 9.51, there's 819, 7-77, 688. Is that it? 612. All of those tones, which I feel like are like super popular colors that everyone uses. You got a copper, you got like a medium blonde, you got a light blonde. Even instead of using like a purple shampoo, you can just use the 9.51. So to recap, I mean, I know we already did. Just gonna keep going with this. I'm gonna update the story with pictures of her after. Keep those questions coming.
Can you just recap for somebody? So the roots are going to be pink and the ends are going to be...
Yeah, the roots are going to be pink. And if you zoom in here, you can see it's going. The ends are going to be... Honestly, it's kind of looking like a jade. Minty, jadey kind of... It's almost like a cool tone mint. We're going for watermelon chic.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to use this over my pre-lighten clients that their hair might be a little fragile. Like say you don't want to use a toner with a developer because you're just afraid sometimes after you bleach them, their hair's a little fragile. You can go ahead and go on with this with the bond building technology and not have to worry about any further damage at all.
Can you repeat the end formula one more time?
Absolutely. 9.5-1. Probably, I want to say like 100 grams. You guys measure like that. And then I did 2 pumps each of blue and yellow.
$240.
So when I was in Germany for Global Masters, we had a, what do they call it, color jam, like a ChromaID color jam, and each country had their team create a look with ChromaID. And they had prizes and all that good stuff, and it was super cool to see everyone finally play around with it. And like to be the expert, I was like, I'm the expert, okay, I'll take it. It was super fun. And everyone came up with like just unreal hair.
Maayan, do you think ChromaID would be okay on extensions?
Yeah, absolutely. If anything, it will be more gentle, and because I find that extensions, I work with a lot of extensions, the quality of the hair can be really affected by like bleach or color or anything. So this is an option where it's really gentle and it's conditioning. So, good question. Like say you need to tone, your extensions are too yellow. You can use 9.5-1. You can even add a little bit, like say they're too orange, add a little bit of blue, just a little bit. It's like when you're gonna add like a booster in your toner, instead just add like a little pump or like a half a pump of blue or purple or green or something.
And like less fumes from products for sure.
Or everyone can just use ChromaID all day long and you'd be good. I think I might have mixed exactly the right amount, everyone. All right, so just to go over, I think I only have a few minutes left. We are toning her with ChromaID, straight up, no color, no pre-tone, nothing. Pastel pink at the root, pastel jade or mint on her ends. We'll kind of see how it turns out. But that's what I love about it. Like, it's just like, you really have freedom to do whatever you want. Because it's so gentle. So. Her head, she just said, nobody hurt her, but it feels so good on her scalp. Which, you know, if you're putting permanent color, which we've all been there, I've been there, on your roots after bleach, it can burn. This is such a nice alternative. So, any last questions, people? 45 minutes yet?
Can you repeat the pink formula one more time?
Of course. It is 100 grams of 9.5-1 and 6 pumps of pink. That's it.
Covers everything.
So I'm gonna keep doing this. If you guys have any other questions that I didn't answer, feel free to DM Schwarzkopf. Their experts will get back to you. And I will be on the webinar later too to tell you guys more about my experience in Germany and how I feel about custom mixing all these cool shades. I mean, I feel great about it.
Good time. Is there a time?
Oh, the webinar is at 1 o'clock Western time, so 4 o'clock our time. Everyone that got their Schwarzkopf mailer with ChromaID has been invited, so. Just finished doing this. I'm quick with it.
Where's the webinar hosted?
So if you were lucky enough, Schwarzkopf sent out 100 packages with invites. But this live will be up for 24 hours and it's open to everybody. And like I said, any further questions, you can DM Schwarzkopf. They will get back to you. Right. So there we are. She's gonna sit for 15 minutes. Keep an eye on it. Maybe I'll rinse her out sooner. I'll let you guys know. But I will be posting her after finished work on my story, on Schwarzkopf's story, and you can see exactly what this is gonna turn out like. I have a feeling you're gonna love it.